Right, hopefully we're going live now. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports coverage, our live watch along of Ahly versus Bayern Munich in the FIFA Club World Cup. And no, it's not 2-1 as it says on my OBS stream. I've forgot to change the scoreline. Yeah, we've had 3 goals way before kickoff. It's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous what you can have in Club World Cup football. We've missed it all these years, haven't we? Not really. Of course, the last time this Club World Cup took place was in 2019 in December, which this was supposed to have happened in December of 2020, but of course COVID-19's just delayed it a little bit for a couple of months. So yeah, that's the reason why that's happened. Al Ahly, of course, Egyptian club up against Bayern Munich, the German club, and of course both teams won their continental cups to come here for the Club World Cup, which sadly the FIFA Club World Cup should be kind of seen as a big tournament in terms of, you know, the best teams in the world up against each other, but it's never really been that well respected, and I think it's a format many aren't fussed about, and it's just never really lifted off if you ask me as a football fan. Seb, FIFA Club World Cup, they've thought about doing a 2014 format, haven't they, for the summer one day, but I don't know. I think maybe that would be a lot more exciting than the 17 one that they have. I mean, yesterday they had a game on that was for 5th place, which was a bit okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't what I usually watch. But it does need a reformat.
I had to pay him to come here.
Not really, no, but it needs reformatting because I think there's great potential in it. We want to see the South American clubs and the European clubs and even African clubs, well, all around the world, let's just say, rather than staying isolated into Europe or South America. I think it's a shame. I really do want it. I want it to be better. I want it to be more advanced than it usually is.
Yeah. Absolutely, it feels like it feels like a product, doesn't it? Where you can see the potential, but it's not being done right, or they tried it the first time and it just didn't work out. But there's ways around it, and I can understand why FIFA are doing that. You know, in terms of getting 24 teams in instead, which I'd love a summer tournament with clubs. Instead of national teams, but of course the schedule's so tight in football, as COVID has proven as well, that if you have any delay in football matches, especially in the league, how do you find the time to get those games in, as COVID has proven? Well, by playing in the summer, of course, which I think quite a lot of us enjoyed.
Yeah, and we also enjoy it in the summer because when there's no tournaments going on, we don't know what to do we? Let's be honest, Jamie.
No, we don't. You're right.
You watch enough football to be enough other sports to be able to find something to occupy your time. But
yeah, I know what you mean. You can't beat you can't beat football though.
Yeah, I share that same opinion.
Well said, my friend. I mean, I watched another game of football last night.
I didn't watch a game of football last night, unfortunately.
Not the game of football I admire the most, but I'd say I like NFL. I don't love NFL. There's a big difference
football
there. Yeah, well, apparently it's football. I mean, I would rather call it throw ball because they use their hands.
Exactly, it's the least foot of football, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's probably the least ball of footballs. I mean, let's not go into too much detail because I might offend some people or annoy them. I don't know. Yeah, so the game's off.
And the crowd have just started as well. It's quite incredible. There is actually fans in this game, though. Of course, Seb said to me before the stream that in Germany there is a travel ban, and that's why RB Leipzig's game with Liverpool in the Champions League is actually going to be in Hungary, which is in Budapest, which actually Bayern Munich won the UEFA Super Cup back in September against Seville, and the FIFA president is here. He's watching in the stands in his nice 5-star hospitality suite.
Let's not forget, they had to actually play a match before this one against Bayern Munich. They had to qualify for this round, whereas Bayern didn't. So Al Ahly this evening, they beat Al Duhail, I think that's how you pronounce it, in the Al Derby, the team for Qatar, to get to this semi-final. And obviously, this winner will face Tigre, I think it's pronounced Tigre, I don't know, a Mexican team in the final, who knocked out Palmeiras.
And if I can remember, was it a Mexican team that got to the last final? Was it Monterrey? I can't. They got
Possibly,
either to they were against Liverpool, but I can't remember if it was the semis or the final. Which, I mean, either way, they'll be waiting on for Bayern Munich or Ahly. Of course, many would expect Bayern
Flamengo
to win.
in the final last time.
Oh, was it Flamengo? Ah, right, okay.
But Monterrey in the semi-final against Liverpool.
That was it. That was it.
Yeah, I had to try and be quick with my fingers there.
What fingers? We can't see your fingers, Seb.
I've had a long day and I get this from Jamie. There's Joe saying Flamengo. Yeah.
Not the fruit. No, the animals, sorry.
The animal.
What am I saying?
Yeah, the fruit Flamengo. Jamie's seen multiple fruits Flamengo. Oh, good. Anyway, last match I did was obviously Bayern Munich as well, so seems like I'm just following the trend of watching Bayern Munich.
I must admit, I was a bit surprised they had their game on. I mean, obviously it had to be played on Friday to have time to travel and all that for tonight's game. But I must admit, I thought they would have just had no games on the weekend and just focused on this. But no, they were able to fit it in.
No, Jamie, no, because when do they get that match in against Hertha Berlin?
December next year? That's a good question.
Well, I think that's a bit more simpler, isn't it? Because I don't think Hertha Berlin are still in the DFB Pokal Cup, and neither are Bayern Munich, so they could have found a midweek fixture to do that game.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe. I'm going to check now if they still are in that cup, because if they are, then I'd look like an idiot. They're not in the cup anymore, Berlin. Okay, good.
So, may I ask, Seb, you watched the game on Let's Talk Sport on Friday, and it was only 1-0 from what my memory will tell me. And they had a missed penalty, so it wasn't exactly an easy night for Bayern Munich. They weren't the most convincing.
No, and I actually thought Berlin probably had the better chances. The particular one that Kuna had one-on-one against Neuer, where he decided to chip it over and just got it wide. But Berlin were really, really bad in the final third. They could have done a lot more with the ball. Their passing was just sloppy. They managed to get the ball into Bayern's defence quite well, but they just didn't do much with it. I thought that they actually would have just about surpassed Bayern Munich with expected goals, but apparently not. Bayern Munich had 1.8 and Hertha Berlin had 1.25. But that being said, penalties usually count about 1 in XG. So if you take away the penalty, it's about 0.8. So in that context, you could say Hertha Berlin just about did beat Bayern Munich on expected goals if we're excluding the penalty. We've got Ashen saying, "Where is Joe?" Joe's in the comments. Comment for us.
He's actually running away from the police. So the fact that Joe's commenting on YouTube right now, you have to be careful, Joe. They might track you back on your internet.
Don't comment and drive.
I mean, you could try. I mean, you get your phone out while you're driving. They do say don't get your phone out when you're driving.
You can speak to your phone now and it types out what you said.
Speaker. Oh, Bayern got in the box there.
Yeah, in the box, and it looked like they handballed it there, didn't they?
Yeah, it looked like he was.
Were you on 5'10"?
I think he was. I think I'm on 5'15", 16, 17.
16, 17.
Oh, we're actually on the same time.
We're
BBC is an absolute gem.
Okay, now we're getting hyped. We finally got this. We got this.
That means there cannot be any more disasters tonight.
No, I'll just be a bit more delayed compared to Jamie, but then that's just my all-around aura. And this player who's got the ball, I don't know the names of these Egyptian players. I'm so sorry.
We've actually got a new feature in our background, in our live stream, as you can see, our roller text at the bottom. That's the start. We can only fit in the starting lineup with that feature, but we've got the lineup right there.
Ashen saying, "Why is there no one else?" Oh, sorry if we're not enough.
I'm sure Ashen means well. He's been watching every watch along over the weekend. Bless him. Probably our number one fan.
Exactly. We'll get that badge for you on Facebook, but we don't do that on Facebook. And we also had an Egyptian guy commenting the other day saying,
"Where is he? He said they were going to beat Bayern 8-0."
I think it's what the young people call banter.
Oh, do they? Do they? I mean, I'm waiting for that bet. We had a bet that I'd get his house if Bayern win.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, okay, there might be a bit of defamation there, but you know.
I don't think that's defamation. Don't worry about that.
I should really know the meaning of the word. I learnt it in media law, but maybe I don't.
Defamation is accusing someone of something that they have
Oh,
not done.
I've got that on Seb all the time. I've got plenty of defamation
say,
cases.
for instance, if I say that you've done a crime
Seb,
that you haven't.
Hang on. They've got the
Ooh,
ball in the back. Oh, it's so great. We're at the same time. You'd think we're in the same room.
Just messes it up, doesn't he?
He does. He's got it again, though.
It went too quick, didn't it? Oh, and Muller, bit of a sloppy pass. It almost went too quick, didn't it? That's why it fell out of their feet.
Yeah.
And Pavard getting on the ball. Or actually throwing the ball, sorry. Kimmich doing one of those nice deep crosses that he likes to do. Bit disappointed. It was a bit more driven there. Usually he does floating crosses from that position. Pavard on the ball.
Oh,
the cross comes in. And
over the bar.
Good shot from Gnabry. So it's interesting the other night to see how Bayern Munich played. They decided to have one centre midfielder basically, with Gnabry and Muller playing a bit ahead of Kimmich. And it was quite easy for Hertha Berlin to read. If you basically just cut off all avenues for Kimmich to go forward, you could ease Bayern's attack. And obviously tonight they've decided to go back to a midfield with Rocker in there. But I think that's much better for Bayern. It gives them a lot more balance when trying to attack.
Well, they've got Ahly, who are hoping to get their first attack going in this game. It's 8 minutes in. Cross comes in and it's headed away by Pavard.
Ahly are currently second in the Egyptian league.
Yes.
I love the Egyptian league by just looking at it quickly. I love it just in the sense that Al Ahly's last match, they drew against a team called Pyramids. Now, if we're going to talk about, I mean, you bring that cliche upon yourselves, Egyptians.
I hear the football ground is based in between the two pyramids.
Oh, that's terrific. If that is true, I might be believing you like someone who's extremely naive, Jamie, but...
beach football, they call it there.
Desert football is not the same, is it, I guess?
Yeah, there's a lot that die, though, sadly, from, you know, the snakes and all sorts around the desert.
Okay, yeah.
It's a pretty cool trip, though, I think, for Bayern Munich. I mean, Bayern Munich were playing in the snow on Friday night in Berlin, and here they are in Qatar playing in very warm weather. It's quite a nice difference for them in the last few days.
Yeah, and I actually thought the snow would make their game a lot slower on Friday, but it didn't seem to affect too many of them in again for Berlin as much as for Munich. I was quite surprised about that. But Sané's hair was a sight to see after that snow fell onto it, you know. Almost just drizzled in those little snowflakes around. It's brilliant. Brilliant. I wonder if it would snow in Qatar tonight. No.
Nah, I mean, I'd like to bet on your house to say it won't.
You'd like to bet on my house? I think that came out a bit wrong, didn't it?
It probably... Alright, your bed. As a throw for Ahly, we'll leave the sex talk till later. Of course, Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick looks. It's so weird seeing Hansi Flick not wearing a big coat.
Yeah, it almost seems abnormal.
But I love it how he's wearing a bomber jacket.
If anyone was watching last week, could tell. I mean, I like my bomber jackets.
Oh yes, yes. Our mutual friend Harry likes them as well. Who?
Oh, Harry, yeah, he is made for bomber jackets.
Oh,
he was made to stay in the 90s.
He was made to stay in the 90s.
Coman.
Oh, just too far.
Through to Gnabry, just a bit too heavy.
That was a great run.
Coman's been I mean, it's only 10 minutes, but he's not looking settled in the game. And I'm not sure I really like Coman now on the right. I prefer much on the left. I think he's a lot more effective on the left.
I noticed over the weekend, Rackham Lowe was out watching some of the German teams again, ahead of the international break, and so was Gareth Southgate in the England matches. I think he was at Liverpool Man City last night, which really it's not to do their job. That you'd think it is, but now it's just, you know, it's free tickets. It's an absolute privilege. I'd do the same. I'd be at a game every weekend. I mean, what else are they doing?
Oh no, if I were Gareth Southgate right now, that'd be a great excuse to stay at home and watch all the matches on TV. And just have it with your cup of tea just in front of the matches. And
are you
when you get something to eat, you get something to eat.
Are you a stadium person, or would you prefer being at home?
It's not that I'm not a stadium person, but I very much enjoy when I'm at home watching on my screens and just in my own comfort space.
I know what you mean, because like you don't have to put in the hours for travelling and all that, basically, because it's all right when you're at the game, isn't it? But then it's like the moment when the game finishes, then you've got to beat the traffic and all that, and
yeah, and all those things. But I like going to the games every now and then because it's that occasion,
that refresh.
It's different. If I'd lived it every week, I'm not sure I'd embrace it as much. Yeah. So Kimmich's gonna put in the free kick on his birthday.
There was footage of. Oh, actually, just before that, the ball comes in. Oh, had to be headed out, and it's just gone out for a corner. It'll be the first corner of the game.
Scrambling while climbing on his post.
Yeah. It was a. I love the whole. He puts his hand in, but he's worried he's gonna hurt his hand on the post, so he's a bit like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Ashton says Joe was broken yesterday. He certainly was. I mean, he was brave, that man. He was good on him for staying on the stream to the end, despite the scoreline. But it was a bad day at the office for, well, Allison especially.
Well, Allison was really in Wonderland yesterday, wasn't he?
I couldn't believe it. When he did it once, I thought that is bad, but twice.
I'm not going to lie. I have not seen any bit of that game whatsoever yet.
Oh, you need to see it.
I'm gonna go over it tonight.
It's a typical scenario of goalkeeper playing from the back, poor kick, and then intercepted, and then they're in trouble.
I'm currently recording it so I can watch it later. I'm recording the replay so I can watch it later at about times 2 or times 1.5 just to save time. That's what I do when I don't have time to watch matches. I just record the replay and then just play them over at a faster speed. But if you play them at a faster speed,
did you just see that?
Neuer nearly got caught out.
I thought for a moment. I was wondering where he was. Then I was like, where is he?
The shot was timid, though, wasn't it? It was a bit timid.
Yeah, it was. There was no pace on it. I mean, Neuer knew for even when he started the run back, they didn't have to. Run behind it to make the save. But that would have been scary for the German champions if they'd gone 1-0 down from a mistake like that.
I don't think going down scares Bayern Munich anymore.
No.
I think it's being down when it's about the 80th minute that scares them.
Especially the Mainz 2-0 up at half time last time.
Yeah. They've done it quite often this season, haven't they? I'd say I was not watching, but I was watching the score of Barcelona yesterday. Or following, let's just say. And that was the 4th time in a row in a match where they've gone behind. And yet yesterday they yet again came back to win the match, which is, I don't know, credit to Barcelona, or also worrying.
I mean, as a United fan, we've been doing that a lot over December time. And it's fun to watch, but it's not. You're not convinced at full time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you're not convinced.
That depends on your point of view, doesn't it? Because how many people were saying it after the Manchester United match?
Oh, Coman! The tight angle. In all fairness to him,
he did well to get back up.
He did. The ball was great. It just very tight as well for him to
put that
deal
ball
with.
in.
I'm not sure actually. Kimmich, was it? Oh, hang on. Here's Lewandowski. Oh, it's gone behind for a corner. They're second of the game for Bayern, but already, Seb, we've only had just over a quarter of an hour in, and Bayern Munich showing why they're the favourites.
Yeah, well, they're one of the best teams around, and there's no shock to that. But yeah, they're really showing their intent there.
Of course, normally the final is normally on a Sunday, but it's on a Thursday night this year. Oh, header in, and Muller free header, but straight at the keeper.
This is where you can see the difference in class, because how much space did Muller have to just get his head on? Well, not get his head on it. He wasn't marked. He was not marked whatsoever, and that's too easy.
All that freedom.
Usually Bayern will punish you, and it looks like Coman, just at this moment in time, is drifting over to the left. I think he really wants to play that side. One is a handball, isn't it?
Ooh. Yep, free kick.
That looks like a handball from Carab. I think I'm saying that right. Mup Accrington Stanley.
It's Darrow Grady. He was on the other night during one of our streams, and he was on about Accrington Stanley, who I do like Accrington Stanley. I have a soft spot for Accrington Stanley. Just
Really?
the fact that they surprise people. And it's now onto the right wing, crossing. Oh, calls for handball. Instead, the coach to Coman, surely Lewandowski, and he scored. Seb, he's done it again. Lewandowski, 1-0 to Bayern Munich, and well, there was calls for handball moments before, but I think the referee might just, well, will they check? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point in checking it. The handball, would you mean for Bayern Munich or for
Ahly with the cross? Yeah,
the cross. It seemed like they handballed it, didn't they, in the penalty area?
Yeah, Ahly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they handballed it. There's no point then if the goal's been scored.
Yeah, it play advantage.
It's technically an advantage. You're allowed to play an advantage on a penalty position. But Coman looks offside, doesn't he?
Oh, well, they do have VAR, so they could check if they're not sure.
I think actually I'm confusing that. Coman looks offside when it hits Ahly's player from the hand. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's a goal.
Yeah, it's been given. So Ahly could have a long evening ahead at this rate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Goal Munchen. Goal indeed Munchen. Lewandowski.
Salas, he's got rid of the H from his name just so people don't think it's Salah or Salad.
With the shot, just showing that they want to get this game over with as soon as possible. I haven't seen. I might be wrong, but I haven't seen much of Lewandowski in this game.
I mean,
you don't.
You'll say that. That's a famous saying now. He'll score a hat-trick.
That's not a criticism of him.
I know, but just the way you say it.
He's very efficient.
He's still getting jet lag from his trip against Berlin.
But he's one of those players. He surprisingly doesn't participate a lot in the build-up play. You see matches in the Champions League most of the time this season. He doesn't even attempt about. I mean, I think most like 12 passes. Correct me if I'm wrong. So he's not exactly the person you're going to play around. You're just going to be on the end of balls and get some shots every now and then.
Yeah.
That's who he is, and we know that's what Lewandowski does, and he's so great at doing so. But I even think this evening is even more quiet than usual. When the goalkeepers just kicked that out. Yeah, and I'd be curious to know how many times Ahly have actually touched the ball in Bayern Munich's half. This whole match, I mean.
Well, I've just put the goal scorer up on our scoreboard, which, let's hope it's not too many, or we're going to run out of space.
Come on, Bayern, help us out here.
You do want to see a two-sided game, of course, especially at a Club World Cup, but this is what I mean by the format in which it's just, sadly, that quality is so different in other continents.
Yeah, and how'd you bridge the gap?
Exactly.
Realistically, because this team have won their respective Continental Cup, Ahly, so they have every right to be there.
And there was once upon a time where it was in 2012, Corinthians beat Chelsea in the final. So that was a bit of a shock. So it does happen.
Did they take it seriously, Chelsea? How seriously did Chelsea take it? Was this just right after Di Matteo?
It was. Ooh. Yeah, it must have been because Di Matteo got sacked in December.
Yeah.
So it must have been just before, because it was literally straight after they went out of the Champions League. Oh, header. Neuer has it covered, but Ahly finally getting an effort on target. But yeah, Corinthians winning that.
Obviously had Torres, I'm going to say lineups that Chelsea had that day. Cech, Cahill, Luiz, Cole, Ivanovic, Ramirez, Lampard, Moses, Mata, Hazard and Torres. So
not a bad team, is it?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. The manager was Rafael Benitez that day.
No, it didn't. I think I remember Chelsea fans wanted his head after he lost that.
Yeah, I think that was it, wasn't it?
I mean, they wanted an excuse anyway, I think. But I think the fact that he lost the Club World Cup in that way was basically the way to trigger it.
I And Gary Cahill got sent off in that match.
Oh, did he? Ah.
What does that suspension bring over to? What is he banned for next time he gets into that Club World Cup?
If he gets into the Club World Cup again, yes, which he'll have to serve at some point when he retires. He'll have to serve at least 90 minutes of not playing football.
I'm curious to know if, say for instance, in a competition like the Premier League, on your last day in your career, you get sent off. Does that drag over to your management career? So next time you're manager, you have to serve the ban.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the press conference for Gary Cahill in 2038? He's the Chelsea manager, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I can't wait to manage my team in Qatar for the Club World Cup." Oh, you see, that's the thing, Gary. You're going to be up in the stands.
You're going to be in the stands, mate.
In the first game, and he goes, well, "What do you mean? You got that red card?" Oh, I mean, really? I mean, FIFA are annoying anyway, so they would do that. Oh, I know they've got into the box, but it's well read by Coman. Oh, nicely done. And he pushes it forward. We've got Kiddo _ saying, "Hi guys, hello Kiddo, hope you're well."
Hello Kiddo.
Are you supporting one of these teams tonight? Let us know.
I want to see some Ahly fans here.
Yes, I'm wondering where our friend has gone from the other night. I was hoping he'd be here.
He might be in work or something. You never know.
You never know. He might be there.
Still. Oh wait, no. It's later in Egypt. He might be in bed.
Could be a night worker.
We're making big assumptions there.
Let's just say, you know. Oh, Maria Dagher says hi. I think we had Maria on the other night as well.
We had Maria on the other day, yeah, hi.
Hope you're well, Maria. I apologise if you have told me, but let us know which team you support, Maria. I think was it Arsenal? I might be wrong. Hang on, Bayern Munich. Oh! Across the face of goal, and it didn't find the net. That was another chance to make it 2-0 there, Seb.
Yep. And a good one of that. It was well played from Bayern Munich, wasn't it?
It was just beautiful football. Nabry to who was it who kicked that at the end?
Rocker.
Oh, was it Rocker? Okay.
Rocker, is that his name?
It was left foot.
His name, Rocker, yeah. But didn't even seem like he dragged it. It seemed like he just... His foot seemed weirdly placed.
A
weird swing at it, but it just stayed on the ground.
I hate when people kick it like that. It just feels like, really?
I think he just... It wasn't even a miss kick. It just... He really doesn't know how to use his left foot. And I might be saying that. For all I know, he could be left-footed. I don't know if Rocker is right or left-footed.
He'll probably score with his right foot next time now.
No. Just to prove a point, right? So he's right-footed.
Simple Lewandowski goal.
We remember you, Maria.
Yeah, Maria's saying I'm back. She is the Terminator.
You know that goal that Bayern Munich did score? That was very Manchester City-esque, you know, where they pass it round in the box and then just to make it an easier chance at the end when they tap in. They don't try and score the spectacular, they just try and pass it around so that they can get the best chance possible to get it in net.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, for any of you who've just tuned in, do click the subscribe button, we'd much appreciate it. We want to get to 350.
I hope I'm pointing in the right direction.
Somewhere down there, I think.
Yeah.
I have changed our format a bit.
There's an Ahly player who looked like he was going off there, or at least going to the sideline to get treatment.
Yeah, on the near side, I think, but I think they're back to 10 players on the pitch. I'm not sure. Oh, Muller couldn't get there.
Just don't go to 9, because otherwise...
Yeah. You're in big trouble. Oh, Rocco! Oh, this time with his right foot! Straight to the hands of the goalkeeper. He heard Seb.
So now I'm curious, is he right-footed or left-footed? I'm not too sure now. It seemed like he also swung it a bit with his right leg. Is he right-footed or left-footed? I'm searching it.
He's Mason Greenwood-esque.
Well, I mean, Mason Greenwood's good with both feet. Is Rocker good with any feet? Is Rocker right-footed?
I'll laugh if that was the first time that was ever Googled.
He's left-footed. He's left-footed.
Maria. I love it how he looked better with his right foot.
More reassured, yeah. Yeah, the legend scored Lewandowski, keep it up 7-0. Oh, it could be that. I don't think it'll be 7-0. I think Bayern Munich will definitely take their foot off the gas if it gets to that extent.
Especially with their game being on Thursday night.
Exactly, yeah. Preserve some energy.
I think they have got this weekend off, so they'll get at least this weekend off, and then they'll be back.
Yeah, but they still have to play on Thursday, so that doesn't mean they'll be fresh on Thursday because they know that they'll have the weekend off.
they can use that as motivation.
Well, yes, but doesn't mean they'll be more refreshed.
No.
I mean, Hansi Flick might find it as a reason. I'm not saying.
He might flick a few things. I don't know what I was going to say there. I think I'm too tired to come up with a joke.
Yeah, you tried doing a pun and it didn't really work out for you there, did it?
No. I think the Super Bowl from last night is making me feel sleepy all of a sudden.
Yeah, your time zones are completely off, Jamie.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
It was funny when I was in Singapore for the F1. I made sure I pretty much followed the UK time still, just so I could basically be alright. I didn't go to bed till 5 AM each night, and I didn't get up till about 12.
Jet lag.
Yeah. I didn't have jet lag.
It's the greatest thing ever, jet lag.
Oh, it's weird, isn't it? It's so weird.
It's so weird. I remember in Indonesia having it, and just getting up at 2 o'clock and then going outside.
Ooh, Nabri! Nearly. Go on,
Seb. Just going outside and reading for about 3 hours straight until 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just brilliant. Or waking up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, it's the middle of the night. Oh, yeah. Goalkeeper dealt with that easily. Oh, I'm a bit behind now.
No, what? I'm on 28, 42, 43.
Yeah. I'm behind.
He's always behind, Seb is. He's always behind.
It takes long to get across the channel.
Yeah, you can hear the excuses, can't you, viewers?
No, the channel, you know. Oh, didn't get the joke.
Oh,
the English channel.
The English. Oh, get out. I've eaten too many crisps to take on your jokes.
Do you not eat crisps some days?
Nah, that'd be weird. Like, there's people out there who drink a lot of alcohol each day who they have to keep it up. With me, that's it with crisps.
I do get that when I don't have enough coffee, or when a particular day, I know that when I get to about 11 or 12 o'clock and I haven't had my coffee, I will start getting headaches. That's no lie. That really happens, and that's when you know you drink too much coffee.
I can't get into coffee.
Well, no, it's quite small, so it's. I mean, you know you're small, Jimmy, but getting into it would be really quite a challenge. The banter is all over the place tonight with me and Jamie.
It's probably the worst banter you'll ever see, but hey, we're trying.
We're even on better form than Napoli Atalanta, aren't we?
Oh my God! No, I don't want to talk about that game ever again. It was what was I going to say? I was just checking the time in Qatar actually, because I didn't know it's 9:30 over there, so they're 3 hours ahead. Well, for me, they're 3 hours ahead. They're 2 hours ahead of Seb.
I was about to say you get a bit later than you, Jamie. That's why. That's why maybe my stream is delayed. I just sort of deflected a pass from Fatty go to someone else. Well, actually, it was about a minute ago. I'm curious if that counts as Fatty successfully passing it or not passing it, and if so, to whom. I asked too many questions about statistics that don't really matter to anyone.
To be honest, statistics, you either take them or leave them for me.
Well, statistics, that's to just help define an argument in the only way possible.
I do.
I found one before saying expected goals. I mean, I could have found one with just shots on target, shots in total, and that helps any sort of argument I want to create.
I always find the expected goal statistics hilarious when it doesn't work at full time.
Why wouldn't it work?
Well, no, it's just when it says like 1.1 or something like that, and it ended goalless, and you think, well, there wasn't any.
Oh no, but that's not the point, Jamie, of expected goals.
But they were expecting it, weren't they?
Oh. just to tell your employees, this is the kind of fella that you're hiring. I assume going to try and think properly.
Seb's actually my agent as well, so.
The point went right. Yes. How many fans are in the stadium?
Good question. I'm not sure, but it's. I will say this now about Qatar. I mean, you'd expect it when they're oily rich, but those stadiums are going to look pretty cool.
I'd expect so, yeah.
But sadly, of course, quite a lot of people have died while building them. But of course, we'll probably try and not go there. But I remember watching Gary Neville did a documentary. He went to Qatar about a year or two ago, touring the area and checking out the stadiums, talking to the builders and all that. And it's not something we should really be supporting, to tell you the truth.
No, I don't. I don't know the full details either, but I know definitely that they do exceed any just simple labour rights for start, and also human rights. So
yeah,
I don't think we can. We should.
Shouldn't
there should be some strong voice behind.
Yeah,
a revolt in some way of this next World Cup, and if it was meaning to boycott it, maybe that's what we have to do as a football community.
I mean, a lot of people would argue, especially in Qatar, they'd say, "Oh, we've spent all this money to make this happen." It's like, well, that's money's not a problem to you lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's be honest. But I don't know. I've got nothing. I think every country deserves a chance to well, you know, realistically get a chance of hosting a World Cup or Olympics or anything like that. Even Cyprus. But I do think.
What was that backhanded remark towards Cyprus?
I don't know.
I think there are a lot of countries worse geopolitically than Cyprus.
I remember
to be able to say that.
I remember once upon a time there was the Eurovision Song Contest in 2018, and it was between Israel and Cyprus to win the contest. And I thought to myself, does Cyprus have any arenas? And there is one. They've got one arena.
Of course there's arenas in Cyprus.
But
it's just whether you're on Turkish terrain, British terrain, or Greek terrain. Now that's a different matter that I will not enter into.
No. But then Iceland nearly won Eurovision. It's like, Iceland hosts Eurovision? That'd be quite cool.
Why not?
Oh yeah, why not? As I said,
they've definitely got halls that they could put it in. I mean, it's not going to be as spectacular and big as, say, for instance, as in Tel Aviv was, because they've actually got arenas. But it's worth a try. You earn your right to host the competition when you win it. So why not?
It's funny, the Eurovision. No, sorry, Azerbaijan. This is when we're talking oily rich. Azerbaijan hosted it in 2012. Oh, sorry, I thought Lewandowski. Is it going to be? No, it's going to be a goal kick.
He just miscontrols it.
Yeah.
He's saying like he wants it on the ground. I mean, it wasn't far away from the ground.
It was perfect, wasn't it? Actually, I thought he should have just done it, but done well.
Yeah.
Pavard, Seb's favourite player.
Our favourite player.
Our favourite player. Yeah, so overrated. But it was funny because Azerbaijan hosted Eurovision 2012, first time they'd ever won it, and literally they just built a completely new arena just for that event, which is now being used for other things. It's called the Crystal Hall, but that's just Azerbaijan. You know what I mean? They could just build something because they can. And they had to clear out houses and all that just so they could build it. It's like, oh dear. You know, I mean, we don't get told all the stories behind the scenes of stuff like that, which should be published more in my eyes, because I think
it definitely should be.
It definitely should be. I think that's proper journalism as well. You know, I stress that there's not much proper journalism out there, and I think that would be the greatest thing to do for reporters looking for something. But I just think if that is the case, if they bring out more stories ahead of the World Cup, which I'm sure we will see, you know, I think that might just make some more England fans and other fans around the world just go, you know what, I'll miss this World Cup just because of how it's been set up. But again, it happened with Brazil, didn't it? When they hosted it, there was a lot of problems there and all sorts of things going on. And it's South Africa, I'm not sure what happened there, but there was some dodgy things going on. But I think we have that with every Olympics or World Cup, sadly, when it comes to the countries that we're not used to seeing host big sporting events.
There was a word you mentioned.
Oh, hang on,
before.
Seb. It's going to be 2, surely. Oh, Lewandowski. He's kicked it over the crossbar.
Over the crossbar.
And I think it's going to be a goal kick. I think Lewandowski has stressed that it's a penalty. I'm not sure it is.
Oh, come on.
Nah,
come on, Robbie.
I'm surprised. I thought the goalkeeper does go right in for him, but the ball has already gone.
Oh no, the goalkeeper touches it.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper touches it, so it should be a corner.
Oh, maybe that's what he was stressing about.
You were talking about proper journalism, etc. And it comes back to a point that you mentioned before, which is defamation, which is a big fear in journalism, because if you accuse a country of doing something without this proof, or even if you do have proof, then you've got cases of defamation that do exist. So there are big problems to actually reporting the story when the story does not want to come out from one side. It's a complicated business. Some journalists like to take that risk. Most in sports journalism don't appreciate that risk of defamation on their shoulders, because it's a heavy one to pay.
I couldn't do it.
I'd love to try it. But then you've got to be careful not slandering people. That's the problem. Or you don't want to be taken to court for libel.
Yeah,
it's really difficult.
I think that's why. Michael Moore's a good example.
Yeah.
That's a good reporter.
I don't know whether, say for instance, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Qatar would dare take Seb True to court for defamation. But you don't want to take the risk, do you?
No, I don't want to take the risk, because we might not see that quiff again.
Oh, I think even when my skeleton remains in the ground, there'll be still a little quiff on top of it.
Does that mean I have to keep coming to your gravestone each day and put a new one on? Instead of flowers, it's a quiff.
I'm not sure yet how I will feel about it when I am in my grave. Maybe I might not
you're going to be buried alive?
Well, no, who knows? There's some sort of spirit. I'm saying chances are I won't feel a thing, and I won't be sad because I won't be alive. But who knows?
Well, Seb, I hope I'm not there when it happens. I hope it's the other way around. But meanwhile, sorry, we've just talked a bit depressingly there, haven't we?
This has been.
We're trying to watch football. We're talking about. Oh, hang on. Actually, this might distract us. Oh, Kimmick's just miskicked it. He couldn't get the kick. It's with Coman. Actually, he might go for goal. Oh, he's just missed by a whisker. Sorry, Seb.
I'm behind again. Oh, and it's Kimmich who's just missed the ball.
We have Seb Kamara. What's just happened?
It was Davis, not Coman.
Oh, sorry, Davis. Yeah. I should know that. He's my favourite player at Bayern. Actually, no, Kimmich is. Sorry, Kimmich and then Davis, and then Muller. Oh, it's hard to pick a favourite. This is a Bayern team. I just love it. I love so much, to be honest. Even though I'm not a Bayern fan, I can't dislike any of them apart from Pavard.
I like a lot of them too.
I like Boateng as well, to be honest. I know some people don't rate him, but I think.
What do you think of the rumours of him going to Chelsea?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's new. That's new to me. That
it was someone in our friend group who told us today, and I don't know whether it's true, but he said he was close to going to Chelsea.
Ooh, that would be. How old is Boateng now?
Good question. I'll check right now.
See, I didn't mind him at City, but there was issues, wasn't there?
32. Oh, he had a horrid time at City.
Yeah.
He's 32. It's been 9 years since he left City. So he was what, 23? That was a small amount of time to give a player, wasn't it? At 23.
Yeah.
God, and they hadn't even won a title yet. I mean, what were they expecting from him as well?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
no, he wasn't good at City. Let's be honest, he wasn't good at City.
But this is why I think he should maybe try and stay in Germany, because maybe English football just doesn't suit him.
I think it's too quick for him.
Yeah. That's exactly that. Done all right for Germany though, hasn't he? World Cup, Champions League.
Yeah.
Of course, Wackham Low.
Yeah, Champions League for Germany.
Wackham Low enjoying his free football tickets before he goes in the summer.
You say it so cynically, Jamie.
I just think I think they need a new manager. I think they need
Who comes in though? Who comes in?
Me and you. Why not? Let's give it a go.
Oh yeah, let's get our CVs ready, right?
Give it to Klinsmann again.
Give it till Klinsmann till the end of the season.
To the end of the tournament. Oh, Coman gets taken down there. It's definite free kick, and it's on the right wing. That's where the free kick will be, and this is 3 minutes left on the clock till half time.
Why is he giving that free kick away? Why is he making that challenge? Is that Ibrahim?
I mean, you're a defender, Seb. Is it just he at the moment, or I mean, there are a lot of tackles we see in football which, you know, when you watch back for a player, I'm sure they straight away go, "Why did I do that?"
It must be the heat of the moment. I'm the last defender you want to ask, because I rarely put in a foot. I'm more in front or just pushing the defender away and sweeping up behind. I'm not a tackled kind of person, but that kind of foul there where his back is to goal, you just get tight. You don't, or even in that position, you don't need to get too tight either. It just didn't seem. It must have been the heat of the moment. It couldn't have been anything else. Because there's no point to that. He was out wide.
Oh, and it's straight at the keeper. It was a bit of a deflection from the free kick of Kimmich, and then he punched it away. None of the Bayern players were there to hit from the rebound. But here come Ahly now, and they're going to try and go on the counter here, and it's intercepted by Pavard at the end, and it's gone back to Neuer.
Kimmich's delivery's been pretty bad today.
Yeah, it's not been his. Maybe he's had too much cake since it's his birthday.
Maybe. I mean, 6 attempted crosses, 1 successful.
Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already, and do give this video a like.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, I know, I just saw that, but he must be.
Is that the prediction?
I reckon he's in Qatar. He's probably there watching it.
Yes, because when you're in the match, you say to yourself, you know what? Let's get YouTube it. Why not? If you've got the auxiliary cable for the stadium, just plug us in.
Mobile data.
Is that a prediction, the 2-0, or is that really now? Because I'm getting no news that it's 2-0. I think it's going to go to half time at this. Bayern have dropped off.
Yeah, Bayern. I think for Ahly, they'll take 1-0 after the way the game started.
I say they've dropped off like as if it's been 10 minutes. They've been sitting in their own half. It's been the past minute, but they've dropped off almost. It's the 45th minute, so that it's not like they're going to go surging to get a second goal before half time.
No.
It's always the stupidest one. Don't get yourself injured in the 45th minute or the 90th minute of the game. That kind of thing. Or don't concede a goal at that time. There are many things you shouldn't do in the 45th or the 90th minute.
Like eat a cake.
You okay, Jamie?
Yeah,
you're okay
really
with the cake? Yeah.
We had chocolate cake last night. It was very nice.
Last night?
Yeah.
Is that how long it took to get your dad's birthday cake?
No, we had it on Friday as well. 1 minute of added time. I wouldn't mind to see a bit more from Ahly. They've just got to believe in themselves a little bit.
Their passing is decent in this half, but they've not had too much pressure. Maybe that's why. Go on, Robert, close him down. You see that was a nice little pass that cut through the lines. They are a capable team. It's just that Bayern are unfortunately a lot superior, because they're superior to a lot of sides in the world.
It's again another situation there where you see a team get to the box, well, get near the final third, and then they don't know what to do.
It technically should be the hardest thing to break down, is the team's defence. I mean, if you can't pass through strikers in a particular team, then it's going to be a lot harder to pass through their defenders. Just by that logic, that's why people in the final third are probably a bit worse.
Well, it's half time, so it's a goal from Robert Lewandowski that separates the two sides at half time, and really Ahly haven't really had much to shout about, but in the last few minutes, as Seb mentioned, Bayern Munich have probably could do with a bit more going on up front maybe, but At this moment in time, it's going to plan for Bayern Munich. They're 1-0 up thanks to Robert Lewandowski in the 17th minute. Seb, your thoughts in that first half?
Not much. Not much, to be fair. I guess Bayern Munich might be disappointed that they can't exactly slow down in the second half. It's only 1-0, and Ahly have had 2 shots on target. Not saying that they're dangerous. One could have definitely caused problems, but this game isn't over yet. It's not over whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Ahly just need that one goal, and who knows? If they do like against Mönchengladbach, then maybe that's the beginning of the second half. Is when they've got to penetrate a bit more, get those fans behind them. Although the fans aren't really going to be behind an Egyptian team that knocked out a Qatari team, but who knows? It's not exactly as one-sided we'd have expected.
It's Bayern Munich that have had 4 shots on goal so far, while Ahly have got 2, and Bayern Munich have had 12 shots against the 3 of Ahly, and it's 64% possession to 36%. So, and 3 corners to Bayern, while Ahly have had none. So yeah, the stats already tell you there. If you haven't watched the first half, that it's all going in one direction, but. I guess really even with Hansi Flick's team, it's normally his strongest squad anyway. So it just shows they are going for it, Seb.
Well, who else would they have put on? I get actually that they might have gone a bit weaker. I mean, if you look at that team, that started 2 weeks ago, if I'm not wrong. That same team, so he's not holding back. He could have for all I know, put Musiala on. He could have put Costa on. He could have put Nubin in goal. Who knows? But no, he's gone full strength there, which seems kind of shocking to me.
Apparently, it's 19 degrees out there.
That's okay.
Not bad, is it? It's not bad for an evening game, anyway.
No.
Still a bit warm, but
It's Qatar in the winter time, so it's fine.
Do get in touch in our live chat page. Let us know the score predictions for the rest of the game. Let us know. And, of course, 1-0 at the moment, in case you're wondering. But it was Lewandowski who opened the scoring. Don't forget to subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you haven't already, and give this stream a like. Let us know your thoughts on that first half if you've been watching. Bayern Munich getting the job done so far. I think for me, Seb, Lewandowski's had... even though he's got the goal, he's had a couple of moments where he's just not got the kick right.
No, and I just think back to that lob that he put well over. He seems very frustrated. Even when you see that cross that came in from Pavard, which wasn't bad, it was maybe just a bit lifted, but him getting very frustrated by it didn't perfectly run on the ground. I don't know. It doesn't seem like one of his nights, despite him getting the goal. And he's not actually had I don't think he's been as involved as you'd want him in such a match, in a match where Bayern should be dominating.
Yeah.
But he's got a goal. It's Lewandowski. He's got the goal. He's making the difference. You can't really complain.
He's a beautiful man, Mr. Lewandowski.
Yeah.
It's weird, actually. When it was half-time, literally when the whistle was made, there was a lot of Ahly players that went to the ground.
Congratulate? Oh, were they going to the ground? It looked like they were congratulating each other.
I wonder if that was... it might be a religion thing, but a lot of them did kiss the ground.
Yeah.
I thought... Well, I say kiss. I thought they did, or I thought maybe...
Like it, yeah.
I thought for a moment, Seb, it might have been like 45 minutes. My God, that was brutal.
If they're getting the sprinklers out so wild, you got to think that they're using their tongues.
In a COVID world as well.
Put a bit of context to this new manager. That's a bit harsh me to say. Pizzo Mosimane, I think that's how you pronounce it. The manager of Ahly. He won the CONCACAF. The CONCACAF, is that you say it? I get them always confused. The CFA Champions League with Ahly. That's why they're in this competition.
Yeah.
But he's also won that before with a different team, with the Melody Sundowns, a South African team.
What year was that?
That was in 2016.
Oh, fair play to him. So he's
done it with 2 different clubs.
This is it, isn't it, Seb? This is, in a way, I guess this is the one good thing about the Club World Cup, is learning about the other continent's best of football. But that's the thing, isn't it? It's hard for anyone to get into it because of the time zones, especially. But then also, they're showing the highlights from the earlier game. There was some good free kick there. That was actually the South Korean goalkeeper plays for one of these teams.
Oh.
And
okay.
I remember him. Oh, he's made some great saves in this game, and I like him. I remember him against Germany at the World Cup, and he got a clean sheet. Well, he didn't save that one, so that makes him shit now. That was a goal.
No, because he. Oh wait, no, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I was getting confused. Gets it right for his legs, right? But I was going to say that. Oh, what's his name? Pizzo Musiamani. He must be the Ancelotti of Africa, from the south and winning 2 Champions League with 2 different clubs. So it's almost written in the stars.
Maybe they should get him to play against Everton.
And, then we can. That is what we want to see. I'm not kidding you.
I want to see that in the Club World 4th place, something like that.
So we're gonna in the final, obviously with Tigger in the final, we're gonna see 2 of the biggest strikers ever produced by Europe in the past century, or the past decade. I mean, with Lewandowski and Gignac going up against each other. Gignac, a great love for the man. He was the Olivier Giroud, but 5 years earlier.
He's a bit. I don't know how to come back with that.
I don't think a lot of people would know how to react to that sort of comment either.
Brilliant. This looks like a great game, actually.
It does. This is really.
They had everything.
And Gignac going for the bicycle kick. This is a good game. We have not watched this competition enough.
I don't.
Not done this enough.
Oh no! Oh, I thought that went in. Oh, that would have been a good goal. Yes, Tigger is going through.
Gignac's doing well, isn't he? He looks like a very good player in this.
Seb, I couldn't ask for you to unplug your headset and plug it back in. It seems to do a lot of disconnections. Sorry.
I've just tried it now.
Hopefully that'll be alright.
Tell me if it's gone wrong again.
Sounds fine at the moment.
Okay, just warn me.
Oh, and they're showing another game now. Tigre's again. Was this in the very first round? Oh, what a save! That was a good save. Just to let you know, the Bayern Munich game hasn't gone back underway yet, folks, if you just tuned in.
So this must be the semi-final, the other semi-final right now, Palmeiras.
Yes. Oh, good save again. Oh.
Some quality football. I mean, well, probably not quality football, but good watching. Going on. I mean, everything's good with highlights, right?
That's the thing. There's what I should have really done, Seb. Instead of staying up until about 5 a.m. to watch the Super Bowl, I could have maybe just gone to bed, wake up like everybody else at a normal time, and just watch the 10-minute highlights on YouTube.
Oh yeah, because I mean it's American sport. How much time do you lose by just going through the ads?
Well, luckily because it was on BBC, it was a bit weird, Seb, because they were using CBS's coverage. So you had the American commentators of CBS commentating when they were not in the UK studio. But they had it where if there was adverts to be shown during the game, they would then switch stream where there's no commentators, but you still watch the game.
That's weird.
It was weird, but you could tell at some point when it was kind of like, yep, adverts are being shown, because that's what the presenter told us. So weird.
That's just so odd, isn't it?
Very weird.
Do you like Zlatan?
I'll let you answer that, Seb, because I'm going to go get a glass of water. My throat is disappearing.
I don't know what to think of Zlatan. I struggle. Obviously, he's changed what AC Milan are now. Almost seems like the last puzzle in that piece that was missing. Because even just before he came, they weren't that bad a side. A decent squad, young squad with potential. you see things like Kier and Mandzukic and Zlatan. There's now some experience in there without going too far, if you know what I mean. Um, so yeah, I think we underestimate also someone like Simon Kier coming into that team because he came in 2020 as well. It's not like it was just Zlatan that transfer window. So I like Zlatan. I like the way he's transformed AC Milan, but there's key components to that team just to make them an all-round better unit. Çalhanoğlu. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Çalhanoğlu for a long time. I think he's an excellent playmaker. He's in the top 5 of chances created in Europe, if I'm not wrong. And if you see his chart, it comes from all different positions like corners, from free kicks, from I think just general passing. He creates chances in all sectors of the game. So Çalhanoğlu is also important. He's very complementary to Zlatan. And when Milan went through a bit of an iffy patch, where they lost to Atalanta, I didn't think it was Benacer who was missing because I think he is a key part to what AC Milan do, but I think it was more Çalhanoğlu because they didn't have a real channel going up front. They didn't have that playmaker to create chances because Zlatan's great, but you do need to give him the chances, and I don't think Leao does that enough for you. I think there are a lot of good players in that Milan side, but then I think there are also some players that have stepped up and then some experience that's been brought in to make them a complete unit. And I'll say this now, I think players like, as I mentioned just before, Benacer, Çalhanoğlu, Donnarumma even, they've all upped their game. Even Hernandez or Kelly Abri is probably one of the best right backs in Europe at the moment. They've become such a good team, but I'm still not convinced they'll win Serie A.
I just feel like Zlatan's carrying AC Milan.
I don't think so. I was just mentioning while you were gone. I think they've become a bigger unit with different players that have come in, like experienced players like Zlatan and Kier. I think Kier's it hasn't been talked about enough. His impact on that Milan team as well, because he came in 2020 as well, in that January transfer window that Zlatan came in, and he's been phenomenal. And then that means that others have stepped up their game as well, as I mentioned as well with Donnarumma. I think he's probably one of the best goalkeepers in Europe right now.
Did you just see that then? They just showed Eto's goal for Inter in the Club World Cup final in 2010, and then there he is with 2 plastic bags. It's like he's so happy he's got some club card points at Tesco.
What are the plastic bags?
I don't know. It doesn't look very professional from FIFA, does it?
I watched this match. I remember that Messi chip.
God, I forgot how long Thiago's been at Bayern Munich for.
Why? What was it?
Showed his goal in the
2013. Oh yeah, the best player in the world apparently.
You know what I love as well? The fact that they sometimes have the World Cup ball months before the World Cup even starts in this tournament. You know, just a little taster.
Yes, but look at that assist from Alaba. That was when he was playing left back.
Yeah. Oh, Ronaldo.
That was a time ago, wasn't it? You know, he's gone to midfield between there, and he's gone back to centre back. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Llorente. I forgot Llorente scored.
Ronaldo getting it through that wall. What's that wall doing? What is that wall doing?
Yeah, Club World Cup's a weird one. It's always been either in Asia or the Middle East. It's been in Morocco, Japan. It's been all sorts of places where I guess they're just trying to promote football more in those areas, which you don't blame them. But I don't know. I mean, I would say bring it to Europe, but I don't think people really care.
If it weren't too far from me, I'd definitely want to see it. You know, see some different football teams playing here. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
And if you know, say for instance, South American fans were up to coming to Europe for that sort of competition, and African fans as well, I think it'd be great to see in our own continent.
Yeah, I'd like to see this 2014 format, but I think the problem is it's trying to find when to do it. They keep suggesting it would be one summer. I think it would be the summer when the Confederations Cup would have been on. So
yeah, ditch the Confederations Cup. Let's do this.
No, they have. The Confederations Cup's no more. Okay, it's cool. Way out of their plans.
I'm not a big fan of the Confederations Cup.
You see, I loved it.
I can be a fan of this.
Yeah, I can be.
I struggled. I really tried. I tried my best.
Confederations Cup in 2009, I loved it. 2013, I quite enjoyed it. But then the 2017 one, I was so hyped up about it, really excited, because I thought it's some football in the summer. But literally after 1 or 2 games, I was like, nah, I'm done. This is boring.
We tried hyping it up at that period.
Well, here we go then. The second half has begun. I've got the clock ready. Yep, all ready to go. So here we go then. And just all of a sudden, the crowd are back in the stadium, as you can hear in the background. It's a party going on here in Qatar. Me and Seb are there as well in our commentary positions, which looks like the same background as where we all normally are.
I can tell you I'm not as warm as there.
Yeah, Seb's not used to the nature of the desert.
In honour of them, I am wearing colours of the burgundy type to represent the Qatari flag, if you can see. I'm trying to put light on me so I can see, but it just comes out as black.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a burgundy jumper, so I thought I'd represent Qatar.
I believe there's been a substitution for Ahly. I'm not actually sure.
So there's a substitution before half-time, but there hasn't been one since.
Or maybe that's the one I'm getting mixed up with.
Yeah.
Which,
Malu
if that's
came off for Ibrahim.
I tell you what, if I've literally done a Chris Kamara. If I've missed that, I forgot to update the blooming team sheet.
You see, they're trying to keep possession in Bayern's half there.
Oh, your mic's doing it again, Seb. And meanwhile, they have got the ball in their half. They haven't really had much to shout about in that first half, which they could do with improving.
No, but then again, you still got to take into consideration this is against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
In the second half, they've had all the possession, haven't they?
Yes.
See, that's some feat to take. 2 minutes into the second half, they've had all possession against European champions. That was one feat.
Oh, we've got a question from Ashen there, Seb. He's asking us if he's saying, you guys ever been in any football academy? To be honest, Ashen, the reason why I haven't gone into it is just because I thought I'd let everybody else get a chance. I thought, maybe I could have gone in and been the wonder kid of Grealish and all that kind of esque, but no, I thought I'd give them a chance. While Seb is, well, let's just say Seb preferred the odd beer, if you know what I mean.
No, I at one point I was invited along to the Everton one. Never had a chance. I was way below everyone else.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but it was pointless. And I also got asked to perform in Switzerland to go into the Chester Academy while they're still in League 2.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I
what was your experience like? Was it nerve-wracking, or was it more just let me do my thing, see what happens?
The Chester one was definitely. I didn't really think of being a footballer at that point anymore.
Yeah.
I just started forgetting that idea, and then when I went there, I thought I had no chance. This is not. People are so much better than me there. And I thought a few of the guys would be asked, my age too, and in the end they didn't. And they asked me to come along, and I thought this is really bad timing because I'm moving away in a few months. So
oh no.
I can't really do that. But yeah, that was quite good because Chester was the club closest to me. I like that club. I'm not a fan of Chester. I can't pretend I am, but that would have been my club if I had to choose one. If I was still living there.
Oh, I like they've got the ball just outside the box.
I don't know much about the academy stuff. Is it very hard to get selected?
Oh.
It usually is because there are probably about 2 or 3 that are going to get selected out of hundreds. So, yeah, it's hard. And then when you're one of those selected out of the 100, you go into another batch of hundreds in the actual academies, and your chances of playing for that team become slimmer and become very slim compared to others. It's a brutal system. You have to be the best out of so many people.
Which, really, they should feel privileged when they get there. There's some players here and there who don't quite work as hard when they become that professional, sadly. But I think, I mean,
that's the problem. I think you've mixed it up. They shouldn't feel privileged. They shouldn't feel like they have a right to be there, because that's what privilege is in some sense. They should feel like that they have earned it, but then that they still have to continue with that work.
Yeah. It's a moment of be happy about it, but don't celebrate it.
I'd
still got to prove it.
Capping players under the age of 21 to help the game progress. You know, having a salary cap on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can't earn so much. You can't earn £200,000 a week if you are under the age of 21.
I think it's very easy to not be motivated with that kind of money as well.
And I think it also helped the financial infrastructure of football clubs if they decide to not just pay silly money to academy players. It give an incentive to clubs like maybe, I don't know, just the example Burnley, who are not going to pay all the youth players excessive amounts like maybe Manchester City. I don't know the ins and outs, but it gives them more incentive to maybe go to a club like Burnley and they can grow their players. You know, I just think it's more interesting.
I think I was reading Iniesta's book a few years ago, and Iniesta's one of those where he was one of those who was just naturally gifted. People saw him straight away when he played football, but he was a very nervous kid. You know, he wasn't sure about football and all that, but basically, as long as he had the support of his family, he was, as in, you know, making sure they travelled with him and going to all these academy tryouts and all that, he had no problems. But you know, a lot of sacrifices had to be made so early on for a lot of these footballers. But for someone like Iniesta, he made it look easy getting in. but it literally took one scout coach to just go, yeah, sign him. He may only be 12 years old, but sign him.
Okay, I haven't actually read Iniesta's book. I don't read autobiographies that often, so.
No, I find it a bit up their own arses.
Love to see if after that goal against Chelsea in the Champions League, he had his parents outside waiting to pick him up. You know, don't know if you heard the story about Pedri.
No.
When he played the Champions League not long ago against Juventus, when he had a brilliant match, he was terrific, and that's when we started seeing that Pedri is going to be something special. And he was 17 at the time, or 16, but you can't drive, and his parents actually aren't allowed to go into the stadium because of COVID.
Oh,
and he was waiting outside at the end of the match with a plastic bag, waiting for his parents to pick him up. After having one of the best matches of his life
on
the biggest stage.
I love that. That's a great story.
Brilliant. And their parents actually sacrificed a lot because he comes from the Canary Islands, maybe, and not a lot of clubs would take him on. And then he went to a second division club, I can't remember the name. Then Barcelona decided to take him on. He kept getting rejected before Barcelona, so it didn't seem like he would really make it. But now he's at Barcelona, considered one of their biggest prodigies. And it's brilliant. His parents moved over to Spain as well, mainland, to help him fulfill that career.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. I think it's really, really nice when it works out.
I always like it when you hear about people like Rashford who give a lot back to their family once they get successful, if that makes sense. Because, you know, it's good to just, I mean, it's an easy thing really, but it's them realising it and making the effort when the parents don't expect anything back. You know, they just want their kids to be happy.
They're in the box here. Oh, there's a pork cross.
Yeah, you're miles behind.
Oh.
Let me pause it. Let me pause it. Sorry. Let me. Where you at? I'm at. Right. I've paused it at 53, 33.
I'm at 53.7.
I'll pause it for a bit because
you never know when.
Let me know when you're at 30.
53. I'll let you know. I'm a bit disappointed that the Ahly goalkeeper's wearing the captain's armband on his right arm.
Why, should it be on their left?
Yes.
Oh, really?
So I'm at 30 now.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, the captain's armband's supposed to be on the left and commemoration's supposed to be on the right. You know, when you get the black armband, it's on the right, the captain's on the left. And that's why it always annoyed me that Company wore it wrong on his right arm. And also, I mean, Man City captains notably wear their armbands wrong. Like Kevin De Bruyne doesn't put the little elastic on underneath it. There are so many things about the way City wear armbands that just uneases me. Yeah, I look at the fine details, okay? And as we're watching this stream, I'm saying my right arm, and it's looking like I'm pointing to my left arm. It mirrored. It's going to confuse everyone.
Yeah, you're confusing me.
It's great when you're very young and you get given the captain's armband, say for instance at 15, and your muscles are definitely not there. So you've got one of those old ones that's really
through.
loose, and it's just on your arm like that. So you have to roll up your sleeve just so it would stay on your arm properly. I got when I started playing football here at a younger level, I got given the captain's armband when our captain was absent at one match. I didn't speak French yet. But this was absolutely ridiculous because at the beginning of the match you're supposed to say in honour of the other team, blah blah, good match, whatever. I had no idea what I was supposed to say and just proceeded by saying things that no one understood. And also, one thing that we have to do at youth level here is, youth level, this is still very amateur level, but it's just, you have to read out everyone's name and when you get checked by the referee. So the captain has to do that. He has to say number 1, goalkeeper, name, number 2.
You sound like the announcer in the stadium. And lining up for my team today at number 1. And then you just you're waiting for someone's parents to go, "Oi!"
You have to say it in the dressing room, and to say it to the referee, and then that person steps up ahead, comes up forward, taps on his shins to show he's got shin pads on, and show his studs. So it's every person just so the referee can check that everything's in order.
Okay.
And I couldn't pronounce any of the names. Everyone took the piss out of me the way I was pronouncing names. It was just, you shouldn't have given me the armband that day.
Well, Comer's gone for a shot and it's taken deflection. It's a corner. Go on, Seb.
Oh, no worries. And so yeah, everyone took the piss out of me for saying it all wrong. And I think that day on, he never really wanted to give me the armband again, even if I could speak French. I got it back not about a year or two later, but that's when I could speak it.
After the captain was injured. Anyway,
and it fit this time. It fit on my arm this time.
Ashen has just sent us a message saying it's my dream to watch a Champions League match in the stadium. Here comes the corner and the header, all tipped over the bar. Another corner for Bayern, and it was Muller with the header there.
Yeah. Decent chance, easy save.
Yeah.
Another corner.
Nice goalkeeper gloves, pink.
Yeah, but it seems like that armband is on the wrong.
He ain't gonna let this go.
I'm not letting it go.
Look at this corner approach from Bayern.
I was pretty proud.
They're all on the front post.
Front post. The near post.
The near post, sorry.
Post.
I always say it wrong.
In French you say first and second post. And then you've got the third post. Don't ask me.
Is that the crossbar?
I think it's further back, on the edge of the 6-yard box, but further back.
This is weird, like Boateng is having a talk to the referee before this corner is taken. It's on the far side this time. Which, this is a weird one. I've not seen it like this before. They're all approaching pretty much the near post.
I think it's to invite
and
the
it's
goalkeeper
worked!
out.
No, it hasn't. I thought it was going in then. It was
definitely
Nabry with
worked there. That was something they practiced.
Yeah.
And Lewandowski trying to get in front of the keeper there. But they definitely practiced that just so they can pull the goalkeeper out and Muller can peel off onto the far post. Second post, I was about to say.
Well, Boateng got penalised as Ahly tried to go on the counter, but I didn't see much in that. But the referee says it's a free kick. If you've just tuned in, do click subscribe to Let's Talk Sport if you're enjoying the stream, and give us a like. At the moment, Bayern Munich are 1-0 up thanks to Robert Lewandowski in the 17th minute, but since then Bayern Munich they just need that second goal really to pretty much put the game to bed, I'd have thought, but there's still over half an hour to go, so anything could change.
Yeah, still no substitution from Hansi Flick's men.
No.
Hansi Flick, more like say. Do you reckon Lewandowski will take it while he got substituted by
Choupo-Moting?
I say Moting.
The world hero. He would literally be classified as a World Cup goal scorer if he scores tonight. which technically it counts.
He's only scored in the Africa Cup of Nations. He's never scored in the World Cup.
See, I think the Club World Cup would have worked if they had 8 teams and they had 2 group stages. Make it into a 2-week tournament.
I guess, but then you'd probably need 2 European teams, wouldn't you, separated into
maybe Europa League?
Europa League winners?
Yeah.
Would it be interesting with Sevilla in this competition? I think so.
Yeah, I don't see why not. If they've played, maybe you could scrap the Super Cup then.
But if Sevilla were playing in this, they wouldn't be able to play the Copa del Rey match against Barcelona on Wednesday.
No, exactly. You got priorities of Copa del Rey, of course.
Oh, aye, oh, aye. Copa del Rey is ahead of the Club World Cup, apparently.
This is the weird thing, though. Like, I mean, I remember when United won the Club World Cup in 2008. And I remember in '99 they won it with the Intercontinental Cup, which was the old one. But it was, I don't know, the Club World Cup. It felt good that we won it, but it just felt weird because it was like, well, who did we really beat? we beat. I remember we beat a team in Ecuador that I couldn't even pronounce in the final, and it was just one of those kind of games. But I remember us United fans didn't really care that much. It was like, yeah, another trophy to show how good we've been recently. But then Liverpool fans, when they won it, it was like they were, I mean, actual World Cup winners. It was like, oh my God, Liverpool, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, it's just to add to the accolades, isn't it? The Club World Cup. I want to come back to the Copa del Rey, because Athletic Bilbao, I think it's on Thursday they play their game against Levante in the semi-final.
Yeah.
They could be qualified for 2 separate Copa del Rey finals that haven't been played yet. Because last season's Copa del Rey final has not been played yet and is to be scheduled in April.
Really?
Yes. So
wow.
It's still not sure if it's going ahead, but if Athletic Bilbao win their game on Thursday, then they'll be qualified for 2 separate Copa del Rey finals.
That is funny.
Yeah, it's actually brilliant, I think. But imagine if they do win it and then they lose in the final.
Oh, Muller's coming off.
Yeah, to save energy. But imagine if Athletic Bilbao win the first final that was supposed to be played last year and then lose the next one. It would be the most bittersweet thing ever, wouldn't it? I don't know if you'd be happy or sad.
Yeah.
Because you've just won the trophy that's going to define your history, but then you're just about to get it taken off you when you could have retained it about a month later.
I mean, it's just hilarious.
I don't know what to think of it. It's just brilliant.
Well, there's just been 2 substitutes made for Bayern Munich. Choupo-Moting coming on for Muller, and Gnabry has just gone off for Sane. Not a bad player to put on.
We have our criticisms towards Sane.
I do like him though. I do like Sane. I thought I mean, Man City clearly don't miss him, but at the time I kept thinking, what are you doing? But they can do it without him, of course.
I think they do in some way miss. I think there'd be a lot more options going forward if Sane were there. He's completely different to what City have now, but I think the fact that you've got Gundogan, Foden and other players really stepping up right now, it doesn't really matter that Sane's not there. But when City are misfiring, then you'd say, oh, they could have had a Sane figure in there. It's easy for every club to do that, isn't it? To say,
yeah,
they could have had that player there.
It's easy to look back.
Exactly. And Sane's not been terrific. Like
United with Ronaldo.
Exactly. Yeah,
like him back.
Yeah. But Sane's not exactly been setting the world like in
no.
Munich. I think a lot of people are starting to lose patience with him. Just generally.
63 minutes gone. 1-0 to Bayern Munich still. They've had a couple of substitutions in that hunt for the second goal of the night. It's with Choupo-Moting.
Nothing says get a goal like putting Choupo-Moting on and taking. Did they take off Muller? Yeah, Muller.
Yeah. Muller probably being rested for the final if they do get it. It's on Thursday night, which we will be doing as a watch along if they do make the final.
We're doing that one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That way I can comment on the Gignac. I'm just gonna be saying it every time he gets the ball.
That'd be interesting. Gignac with the Club World Cup winning goal.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I didn't realise he'd been there for that long.
Yeah, it's quite shocking, isn't it? I didn't think he'd been there for that long. Then I looked it up and wow. So originally from Marseille. I'm not. And Toulouse. He played at Toulouse.
Good old Toulouse. Imagine being called Toulouse just to basically be named as a team that could beat Toulouse.
So last year they actually won they got the record for the most amount of games in a row they lost. I didn't hear you, did you?
Sorry, I was checking something.
I think it was last season where they broke a record in Liga for the team that's lost the most in a row, which is quite ironic being called Toulouse. So I'd have hoped it had been at the beginning of the season where they had no points. That way you could have said they've got nothing to lose.
Get out.
And it works on so many levels. And Kimmich's just got space, and he's going to run into that space.
That reminds me of
the... run back into the space.
Oh, Pavard on the right wing. Lewandowski, he's gone down and he got caught on the back of his leg. Referee says play on.
Pavard, you see?
What's that?
Was perfectly to ground there this time.
Yeah, quite incredible.
He's listened to Lewandowski. Oh, and he got past Davies there too easily, didn't he?
I think Pavard would like to have another chance of repeating that goal from the World Cup, because of course he knows what it's like to win the World Cup, so he'd like to do it again here for Bayern Munich this time.
If you said to the Bayern Munich players you could win the Club World Cup but you won't win the Bundesliga this year, do you think they take it?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm back to your. Not because of you, just from last night. Nah, Bundesliga every time.
Exactly.
Bundesliga every time. That's a good question, but yeah, Bundesliga every time.
I thought it was also an interesting point that I brought up in our group chat with, the lack of investment in Liverpool. I don't know if you saw my point.
To be honest, no. To be honest, funny enough, I was on a long walk when you lot were doing the group chat, and I thought I'll read it when I get back, and I haven't yet.
Yeah, I think one of the points they said, because they're saying that Liverpool don't get enough investment, whatever. Like, they've spent more combined than Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in the last two transfer windows.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know that.
I get it. Well, who have Bayern Munich bought?
Well, no, that's the thing with Bayern Munich. They don't pay that much.
Well, they paid 80 million for Lucas Hernandez.
Yeah.
So they do eventually. Well, that was a transfer record. So yeah, granted, it was a bit out of the norm. But even Real Madrid, who did they buy?
Mbappe. Oh no, wait, that's this summer. Sorry. Well, I can't see it being Liverpool after, even though those rumours keep coming out. It's starting to annoy me now. Well, bore me now.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, is it?
No,
it's not. It's not going to happen.
They don't need Mbappe. I think they've got other issues in that team.
But they haven't bought any. They didn't buy anyone.
I mean, if you were, surely the one significant striker that's going to be available this summer is Erling Haaland, with the way Dortmund are playing.
Yeah.
Oh, nearly an own goal. Could have been 2-0 for Bayern Munich. Yeah, it was a cross in, and then the I-man couldn't really deal with it, but luckily for him, it didn't go past his goalkeeper and into the net. So it's a corner kick for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, is it me or has he blocked quite a few shots now?
He has. Oh God, are they making free subs? Ah, one of the players that's just gone off has kissed the field again, so it's definitely a praise, isn't it? Something like that.
Must be, yeah.
Well, I better change the substitutions again. I'm a little bit behind here.
That's 3 in 1 go, and these names aren't short.
No, that's the problem. I've done this before at football matches. It's an absolute nightmare. Who's Tolisso gone on for? I missed that.
Tolisso's gone on for. Ooh,
I actually completely missed that. Well done, Jamie. I will have a look on here. It looks as though
he's gone off for Rocker.
Oh, he has.
Taken off a left-footed player for a right-footed player. Lever.
Oh, sorry, the female ref's the fourth official, isn't she? Or is she the linesman?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
It's always good to see a female official.
Always positive.
You know, the men are able to do it in women's games, so should the women.
Exactly, and that applies to management.
I can't believe. Well, actually, this corner comes in. Oh, header right at the hands of the goalkeeper, and it's from Choupo-Moting, the world-class striker. Doesn't get it this time.
No problem for Mohamed Al-Shanawi.
Oh, he's learned quick.
I've been trying to say it over and over in my head because I don't know. That's how much my anger can bring from a wrong armband wearing.
What?
That is not true. That is not true. Oh, and that ball goes right into Kimmick's face. How dare you do my boy like that? Oh, everyone would know that if Germany were to line up in the Euros with Neuhaus and Kimmich in midfield, you know that Seb would be happy. Everyone who watches the channel will know that.
Of course,
Seb scored the other night, Neuhaus.
So he did score the other night, but they didn't win.
No.
FC Cologne played very well, but Mönchengladbach kept playing the same way throughout the game.
Not a lot changes.
No.
They utilise what they have very well. They have two strikers who are almost wingers, barely focal points, and they have most midfielders who can play quite narrow. It's a style that works, and I think Rose, if you give him more resources, can adapt his style a lot more, like if he were at Dortmund.
I mean, when watching the game though, there was I kept saying throughout the watch long, which some of the people here might remember, even the people in the group chat were saying, oh, it's just a cross after cross after cross, it's finding no one, and it's like, yep, that's Mönchengladbach since they went 2-1 down, and yeah, we had an Australian on who had a big bet, and he said if he had got that game right for Mönchengladbach, he would have won 3K, so
ooh,
such a shame. Yep, it certainly hurts, and he went to bed straight after, he told me.
Well, because it was Australia and it was probably night time by then.
Well, I mean, why go to bed after that? I don't think I could sleep. Especially when it's that warm in Australia.
But, I mean, you say cross after cross. I didn't see the game, but imagine trying to go cross after cross and expecting the bowler to head the ball. I mean, it's wishful thinking, isn't it? I mean, if it's Turamo player, okay. Then ball
out. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Ashton has just sent us a message saying, guys, share channel links to many groups and the 400 subscription will be soon. Thank you very much, Ashton.
Thank you, Ashton.
Really appreciate your support since you've become a subscriber. Oh, Choupo-Moting's just been tripped over and it's a free kick. 18 minutes to go. Ahly have just not had anything, have they, Seb? It's just been all Bayern Munich in possession.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's as one-sided as that, but Bayern look like they're going to win.
And Seb has just put in his predictions. I asked him for it at the start of the game, but
second half, it's 44% possession for Ahly. It's not that bad for a team that was expected to be hammered by Bayern Munich. And I've had some decent passages of play. Not all of them, but some of them have been decent.
I mean, Hansi Flick has clearly learned from his days under Rackham Low of how to dress at matches.
Oh yeah, without being too harsh on German people, it's a very German style.
I mean, I loved it when I think it was 2010 World Cup. Rackham Low and his assistant manager pretty much wore the same clothes for each game. It was great. It was great. But then there was also a lot of shots picked up from the cameras of him picking his nose and then eating it. And then there's a time at the World Cup in 2018 who actually put his hand in his trousers and he sniffed it. Rackham Low is a disgusting man. I think he forgets that there is cameras at the ground.
I love that he can be so comfortable.
I know. Yeah, you're right though. It's definitely.
Imagine when the World Cup was given, like, you're giving it to you last, Rakim. Oh, and Sané's away.
Oh, he's on his own though.
He got it caught up in his feet.
Oh, nearly lost it.
If he could have pushed it ahead of him.
Oh, was that Coman or was that Alfonso? I think that was Alfonso. Oh, is it Coman?
Coman.
Ashen asking us if the match is boring. It hasn't been great, Ashen. I admit it's. I think Bayern Munich. They're doing what they need to do, aren't they? They just need to do what they need to do.
Yeah, they're not trying as hard. They're trying to slowly get through. They're basically trying to chisel on rock, but you know, just barely tapping the hammer.
Yeah.
It might work, but it'll take a while.
I think the only way this is changing in terms of going against Bayern Munich is if some madness happens, but at the moment they've got everything in control.
Are you saying you wished for there to be a red card?
Whatever makes the game more exciting.
I'm saying it now. Pavard will get a red card.
No, he scores the goal he scored at the World Cup, but instead it's an own goal.
Oh, and that looks like a foul on you.
Oh, I thought
if VAR were to intervene, that could be given as a penalty.
Let's have a look. The replay's being shown. Nah, it's outside the box.
It is outside the box.
This is why Seb is not a referee.
Listen, I dare take those decisions and let VAR correct me.
And the thing is, though, that's the thing. If you're a referee and you make the mistake, you could go, "Oh, sorry, my mistake. I'll get VAR." You know what I mean? There's definitely that kind of comfort zone of just going, you know what? If I'm wrong, VAR will tell me.
Or if VAR is suggesting something to you, you subconsciously think that you were wrong initially, even if you weren't.
Yeah.
That I'm quite sure happens a lot.
I wouldn't like to be a football referee anymore because, as in, I wouldn't like to be a referee now because of VAR. I just don't like the idea of. I just don't think I'd feel comfortable thinking that a robot's doing my job.
It's not even a robot doing a job. I mean,
well, it's other men, isn't it? In a studio.
Bad from Sané, hey?
Yeah, that could have been a lot better, or wide.
A lot better. I mean, really, the ball was stopped. He had players around him who weren't moving because it was a free kick. He could have taken his time and done it properly.
Oh, there's a double substitution for Bayern Munich, which is just a pain in the arse for me to sort out, but I will do it. Ashen just says that he will be back. Hopefully we'll see you soon, Ashen.
Musiala coming on. Obviously us being Brits, or English more like, but we love to see it, Musiala. They're trying to convince him to go over to the German senior team. I mean, if he dares take the space of either Neuhaus or Kimmich, I will not be content. I'm just messing.
He's always messing with his hair wax into his quiff.
I didn't put any on.
Did you put anything on?
Well, no, did you not see me at the beginning? For the whole first half, I had a
bandana. Oh, you band? Yeah, you look like Snake from Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, great.
Don't know if that's
those
a
are
compliment.
Nice words.
Well, no, that's his nickname. So, not to do with Fabian Delph or anything.
Oh yeah, of course not. you know, Hansi Flick would talk a lot about. He's an inexperienced manager. I was looking this up the other day, trying to find out a lot more about him because he's obviously been an assistant for a while. He's actually been a manager. He's been a manager before. A long time ago.
Really?
He was Hoffenheim manager for 5 years.
So that's some experience then, isn't it?
But from 2000 to 2005.
Now that I did not know.
So he's 55. So he was really young when he got that job.
See, I don't know much about him. I only know him because of him being under Rackham Low. So
when he was about 34, he got that job at Hoffenheim. It was almost similar ages to Nagelsmann.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean,
so maybe that was the kind of idea that Hoffenheim always have.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried it again, and what was the other manager from Hoffenheim? There was another one who came out. I can't remember for the life of me his name. Who was young and up and coming. It's escaped my mind. But it seems like they trust young managers.
Is Nagelsmann's German, isn't he?
Yeah.
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 beautiful man.
Of course. Stylish man.
Best suit on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And he only wore it once, that's how beautiful it was. I still feel like his wife packed it for him, and then he didn't see the clothes till he got to Old Trafford and was like, why is my wedding suit here? Or garden suit.
It's maybe one of those Christmas presents that I talk too often about. I've mentioned that Graham Potter, I know, has got a coat this Christmas. He's got a coat for Christmas. Just certain.
It's true, though, isn't it?
It's a nice coat. It's a nice woolen coat, but I know he got that for Christmas.
I mean, these managers do change their fashion sense now and again, and you can see it straight away. But like Pep Guardiola's scarf, my God, that's a big scarf he's wearing at the moment.
Oh no! Pep doesn't get him for Christmas because he goes for beginning of the season, new style, new season, new me.
Yeah, and then that's it until the
December. End. When you see them in December with their new clothes, or the end of December, beginning of January, like that's a Christmas present. And he's trying to pull it off so much during matches. I think Marco Rose had one on for about a year and a half, a year and a month now, and I'm like, that was a Christmas present from last year.
And he's having to rely on the loan sharks maybe, but I hope not.
This is yet again one of the observations that I make in football matches that aren't important and no one really cares. Like the Man City's backline having one day separated on their birthdays.
Oh, for God's sake, not this again. He's so happy about this.
Yeah,
to be honest, I'd be the same.
I found a front line that could play with them because they're all in the same birthday week, not birthday day. And that's Arsenal's front line of Nketiah, Pepe and Lacazette, all in the same week of May.
Well, at the moment, there's 9 minutes to go and the scoreline's still 1-0.
I'm so happy about that birthday one.
He's so happy. Have you tweeted it? You gotta tweet it. See if.
Yeah, we have Arsenal's front line of this, then we can have a birthday week at the end of the season.
Party time.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
This game really needs a bit of life.
I thought I gave it with birthday facts.
It's not. At least we had a goal compared to Wolfsburg and Atalanta.
Wolfsburg and Atalanta, when did they play against?
Oh, one was saying.
Napoli, Atalanta.
Oh, I'm half asleep. What's wrong with me? Honestly, Seb, when I got out of bed and all, I felt great. Went for a walk and all that. But literally, just come this evening, I think sadly it's come and hit me.
Yeah, it does. It usually does. It takes a while.
Yeah.
There've been 8 shots on target, so usually that means the match has not been too bad.
No, I think.
I wonder what the XG is because I think some of the shots that the goalkeepers have had to make have been very routine.
Oh, Sané's free kick's blocked by the wall.
And Alaba's shot is blocked by a player.
I love it how Alaba did a kick and he's like, no, you do it like this. Oh.
Yeah, but he had the bounce before to be able to get a nice little half volley on to get more power on. It's cheating.
I could just do a Homer Simpson shouting football to make me wake up. Let me get it up. Who's ready for some football? Football!
I love how animate Pizzo Massimano is. I don't know, every time it turns to me, it always seems like he's
Who's ready for some football?
Get you dare using the Homer Simpson clip. Are we allowed to do that?
I don't know.
Guys, that dude's a copyright issue, not streaming a match. Yeah, it's difficult. The football world is actually very, very difficult with that sort of thing. Actually, they might have been a bit less severe for this sort of match because it's not got rights as strict as, say, the Premier League and Champions League. But yeah, copyright in football is pretty tight and expensive as well.
It's mainly if you. It's funny. We have had people come. We have had people come on the chat page and asked us to send them a link up to the game or try and show it to them. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm sure if we could, we would have done that from a long time ago.
Yeah, it would have been ideal, but we never live in an ideal world where everything costs a fortune.
Actually, funny enough, Ashton's just asked me, guys, is that due to copyright issue? You're not streaming the match. It's exactly that. Oh, sorry, Seb.
that's
sorry, I didn't see it on my. Oh yeah, there it is now. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what I don't get though is that there's loads of YouTube channels out there that are clearly, you know, fan-made or just people doing it to upload stuff. And like you always see highlights of games that's clearly not from Sky or any TV broadcaster. Oh, excuse me, sorry, drank too much water. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. But like, how do they get away with it? I know they edit the footage a little bit so they crop it so it's not. But it's like
usually it's the marking of it, isn't it? I think that's sometimes the problem, or sometimes you have to use the marking. It's also not very well clear of what you can show.
Yeah, yeah.
For instance, they say key moments like goals, for instance. But you can use footage. Say, for instance, if you were to analyze it or to add your own stylistic effect on it. Say, for instance, if I were to put.
Oh, it's 2-0, and it is Lewandowski. He's got 2 goals now, and it was a free header. It was a great cross from Sane, and that's Bayern Munich through to the Club World Cup final. Seb.
Doesn't it always shock you that Sane is the same height as Lewandowski?
It does a bit. I kept thinking he was smaller.
Oh, who doesn't think he's smaller?
Yeah, good point.
No, just look. Yeah, they're through. It was a good substitute in the end, Sane.
I mean,
that pass from Alaba is really, really just perfect. Sane actually waits too long to put that cross in usually, but it's worked this time.
Yeah, it's a good goal. I mean, it settles the nerves for sure now for Lewandowski. For Bayern Munich, where if there was at all going to be any late drama, it's certainly over. So Hansi Flick, yeah, he's delighted from the sidelines, and of course that means he's a step closer to another trophy in his managerial career at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, undeserved. I don't think Lewandowski will have any easier goals to score than that. You know, open goal. The cross was well worked from Sané, maybe made it difficult for himself, but.
Ooh, shot there from Ahly. Trying to make it 2-1, but straight to Neuer.
Yeah. Sheriff, I think he's their top scorer in the league.
Yes, no, you're right. I think I saw that.
It's written Lewandowski scored twice in the 17th, Jim.
Yeah, I know. I'm changing it. Prick.
Sorry.
Yeah, we have to deal with pricks, don't we, in this world? Oh, no, I'm joking.
Oh, I thought you were saying that because it was maybe a red card.
No.
But yeah, as I mentioned just before the goal, if you add stylistic things on, say, to analyse it, you might get away with it because it's. Or no, you might get away with it. They allow it, but then again, say for instance, the Premier League can determine what is copyright usage. It's not really something set in stone in black and white. You can't really. You interpret it how you can, then you just reap the consequences if they come about afterwards.
Good info there from Seb, so don't do it, kids. Well, it's another free kick here for Bayern Munich, which as we reach nearly 88 minutes, and of course at this moment in time it looks as though we will do a watch along for the Club World Cup between Ahly and Bayern. Sorry, not they're out. What am I saying? Bayern Munich will be in the final on Thursday night, so we'll do a live watch along for that, and hopefully we'll see another European team come out on top and win the World Cup.
Guys tried to make some football videos of best playmates in PL. I assure you we'll get nice views. I do want to try and get some clips where we can try and analyse what different passages of play, and I'd like to get that someday, but we'll try.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, pictures, no problem, but videos, I'm not sure how it works. It depends on the clips.
Yeah. But pictures you can definitely do.
There's dedicated channels that are literally they make highlights videos of old matches.
Yeah, because they've probably lost copyright usage depending on how.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My knowledge of copyright on YouTube is not that great, but I would have thought automatically straight away it should have been taken down, but I don't know.
I think when new contracts are done, maybe it's the rights to the older stuff is no longer that important. Say, for instance, they renew contracts in say 6 years, 5 years. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere around those lines, and by that time, putting a match from 6 years ago would not be too much of a problem because they're currently involved in a newer deal that involves different seasons.
It's funny as well because, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers out there who are known for video games, you know, doing gameplay videos and all that, which technically it is copyright, but a lot of the video game companies do not block them because it's free promotion. You know, it's their game and product game promoted. And I've read about this, and that is literally the case. They can take those. Yeah, it's different, and they could take it down if they wanted, but they know deep down it's good marketing that they haven't had to touch. So I mean, it's weird because I did a World Cup 2006 playthrough back in the first lockdown on my own YouTube channel, and what was really funny was the fact that I used a bit of footage from a World Cup game in 06 between Angola and Iran, and I did get mentioned that there was a copyright infringement, but they still kept the video up. But I think it meant that if I ever tried to monetize that video, it would obviously never get monetized because it's got copyright material.
Okay, yeah. I think also with games it's different because the main goal is to play the game. So if you're watching someone do it, you're not actually doing the main thing that you're supposed to. Whereas watching a football match, the main thing is to watch the football match. So if you make that whole thing possible to that person, then you're taking away the value to sell it from someone else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all 4 minutes of added time. And as you've just tuned in, it's a Lewandowski brace that has won them the game.
Yep.
1 or 2 fans starting to leave in the stadium in Qatar, which they'll.
Well, it's what, nearly midnight there?
Well, a friend of mine, Anne, if she's a teacher in Qatar, and she said, I mean, I keep seeing her, she keeps sharing me stuff from Qatar because she's a teacher there, and you know, Qatar feels normal, apart from what you're seeing in the stadium. Obviously, it's social distance and all that, but in terms of in the outside world, you know, bars and all that are open. I think Qatar probably don't have too many cases.
Do they have alcohol in those bars?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, they get pissed. They do get pissed. There is a way around it. She did tell me, but I can't remember. There is a way around it, and I think, obviously, come the World Cup, they'll sort it out because they'll expect many fans will want beer.
Yep.
That's what Gary Neville looked into when he travelled there. Oh, there's going to be a corner for Bayern. 2 minutes in of stoppage time, 2 remaining. But yeah, it's Gary Neville looked into it, and he interviewed Wesley Sneijder because he's over there, and they were sitting in a hotel restaurant or something like that, and they were talking. Wesley Sneijder, I think, was pretty much saying what was good about living in Qatar, but I think he was pointing out the fact that they've got to sort out the whole alcohol thing because fans will want it.
Yeah, and it'll probably create more havoc if they make sure that people don't have it.
Yeah, I think they'll make it available for the month. I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they do just get some sort of agreement in place where they can have it. But there's a lot of bars that seem to have it anyway, and there must be some sort of way around it.
Loophole.
Yeah. Well, they do talk about underground bars, don't they? That serve alcohol. But the pictures I was sent was definitely not underground. I'll have to do a bit of googling about that, and then we'll talk about this in the final on Thursday. Something to talk about there about the life of Qatar.
He's preparing small talk for it already.
and actually the Club World Cup next year won't happen, I'd imagine, in terms of when it normally happens, because of the World Cup happening between November and December next year.
That's true. Yeah.
It's so close now. Actually, it's mad to think. You know, it was 11 years ago we learned that Qatar would be hosting the World Cup.
Wow.
It has gone fast.
I thought it'd never come the day.
No, it didn't. It felt like forever, but it just felt like it'd get banned as well.
Yeah.
But hey, there's still time.
And the final
here come Ahly with one last effort before they go out of the tournament, and it's straight out, intercepted to Sane, and literally seconds remaining. So Bayern Munich will probably hold on until the final whistle. with Lewandowski, and he'll get the last touch, and he is the man of the match, I would say. He's got 2 goals for Bayern Munich, and his 2 goals have sent Bayern Munich to the final of the Club World Cup on Thursday night. There wasn't really much threat towards the champions of Europe. They got their normal win. It was a normal day for them at the office, but Seb, I think for just Bayern Munich, it was one of those games where they just had to do what they had to do.
Yeah, and they didn't do it as well as they usually do, creating clear-cut chances, but 2-0, don't complain, especially after a win Friday night. If they win Thursday, then it's a good week. Bayern Munich are currently on a great run of form of 5 games winning, 5-game win streak after their cup exit. So it's all you can ask for, isn't it? I don't think there's too much to complain about, especially saving Muller. Getting Sané on and him having an impact on the game. There are positives to take, and they didn't look under pressure, and their defense didn't look under pressure, which would be a reassuring thing.
While they're all doing their usual handshakes and stuff at the end of the game, which is weird because during COVID they're doing it where they don't shake hands before the game, but they do it all afterwards. So I'm thinking,
yeah, they're doing it almost against the rules in some way.
Oh,
they're not supposed to, are they?
Well, no, but
the whole point.
I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah, it is.
But it's Alphonso Davies's top was off then, and it was quite a beautiful moment. Anyway, it is a hot evening, of course, in Qatar. So, of course, it's very different for these German players, the Bayern Munich players, and someone's just had a selfie with Neuer. I would imagine that's one of the Ahly coaches, which I don't blame them. Doesn't look very professional, but when it's the one chance you're up against Bayern Munich, why not? I guess.
Yeah,
why not?
Exactly. Yeah.
But Dortmund normally do that. And Thomas Muller wearing a jumper. God, he's brave. He's brave. Ashton said streaming Atletico match. Looks like he is. I'll be honest with you. I'm ready for bed.
I know the Atletico Madrid match is later on tonight. So
who are they playing?
No, unfortunately, they're playing Celta Vigo.
Celta Vigo, okay.
No, unfortunately not. No. We're getting tired, even though the fact that I haven't done anything in the past weekend. I mean, anything for this channel.
Anything? Oof.
I've done.
He's just pretty much asked for his P45, folks. Anyway, we'll have that discussion.
I've been moonlighting. No, not really. I've been doing stuff, yeah.
But anyway, thanks to Seb as always for
you.
Joining me on this live watch along. Hopefully he'll be back with me on Thursday night for the Club World Cup final. That starts at 6 o'clock UK time. So be sure to join us around 5 to 6, and then we'll quickly talk about the game, and then we'll of course be watching the game with you lot at home. Don't forget to like and then subscribe to Let's Talk Sport, and we will see you very soon. Good night, everyone.